Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining the Palace of Mad King Ludwig. So, it's been a year since I did my original Gamesplanations for the Palace of Mad King Ludwig. What do I think of it? Do I still like it? Have I even played it? Well, just like with the Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig, I've managed to play this once, and once only in the last year. That upsets me a little bit, but I'm not convinced that this is as good a game as Between Two Castles or even just the Castles of Mad King Ludwig. The difference that this one has is that everyone's working on the same map, and so things that you can do will directly, negatively, depending how you play, affect the other players. And so it's possible to put things down that will stop them being able to score on their tile or their card. And that way of playing, I don't think I personally really like it. Like, I see the like of that, I see the need for that sometimes, but I'm personally not that type of player. So I find this is probably the bottom of the three games. I really appreciate that they've come at the Castles of Mad King Ludwig, called the King Ludwig idea, from a different angle. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the way this plays out. It's quite good. It plays fine. It plays straight ahead. You can understand what you're doing. It's using similar style buildings as the Castle of Mad King Ludwig, but everything is a square tile as opposed to different shaped tiles. And look, that's fine. That works for what it is. The whole idea of whenever you put a room in, the connecting rooms, you're getting little tokens to say that you've got that colour, and that's really good. You can build them up, and that's some extra points. I really like that. The different way of doing downstairs is interesting to me, but I don't know if it's 100% necessary. In terms of that, doing the downstairs, you can build to downstairs, but if someone else builds up to upstairs, you don't then get all the points that you could have possibly done, because they could build back downstairs again and then put their own buildings in. And there's a fun little back and forward on that, if that's remembered, and that is actually the biggest point with it. The downstairs, if you remember what these points are about, because what I found is I built down to downstairs and started putting buildings in and rooms in, should I say, and rooms and rooms and rooms, and no one stopped it. No one's brought it back upstairs. So I'm getting a lot of points at the end of the game because of that downstairs, simply because the other players haven't remembered that that's a thing. And look, I probably could point it out, and I probably do point it out, but it's a matter of there's a little bit of finickiness, I guess, on some of the rules that make them not as memorable as other parts. Of course, you kind of just try and remember how to play, and if I put that down, I'm going to get certain points and do this, because each tile that you put down is actually reliant, or a lot of them, should I say, are reliant on other tiles to get you points at the end of the game. Some of them are going to just allow you to get hearts or the things next to your board. Depending on what you put down, it's going to tell you how to manipulate, I guess, the way you play or the way you continue to play. The thing I really like about it is that there are some silent in-game scoring things, and there's some public in-game scoring. I really like that. It comes up in quite a lot of games, I've noticed, and that's a really good element for a game that has this scoring mechanism to it. That we can go after these public goals, but I'm still going after these private goals. So things that I do are probably working towards one of those, but I don't know which one. You've just got to be really careful that you don't end up with private goals that are the exact opposite of public goals, because you end up having to choose one. You can't go for both, and the other person could go for both of theirs because they're not in direct opposition. So what I'm talking about is, one might be the most downstairs rooms that you've got, and if your private goal is the least downstairs rooms, you're going to have to make a choice, or just play the game as you will and see what happens. There's that little bit of manipulation to watch out for and be really careful of, that doesn't happen. But other than that, it's relatively straightforward with all of the ways of playing and manipulations. So look, I'll leave that there. If you have played the Palace of Mad King Ludwig, or if you haven't, please go ahead, watch my Gamesplanation from a year ago. comment below if you've got any suggestions or thoughts about the game. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplaned, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.